What's going on, guys? It's John here from Hot Take Hockey to talk about a trade. Carl Soderberg is getting traded from the Avs to the Arizona Coyotes in exchange for a 2020 third-round pick and Kevin Connauton. So, Connauton at best is a sixth defenseman, more as of a seventh defenseman, more of a depth defenseman on your roster. And the third-round pick obviously provides some value, lower percentage of an NHL player coming out of it, but it does provide some value. But Carl Soderberg, honestly, Soderberg, who had almost 50 points this year, he's at a $4.75 million cap hit. This is his last year in his contract. I'm kind of confused by this trade. I feel like this is another one of those trades that goes towards providing some cap relief. And also interesting, though, but Colorado has almost $40 million now, or they do have $40 million in cap space after the Soderberg trade, which is even more interesting. Yeah, you have Rantanen to re-sign, you have Kerfoot to re-sign, you have a couple players there to re-sign, and after the Soderberg trade, you only have 5 forwards on your current roster under contract, which is another aspect of this. So I want to talk about the cap situation here and just also talk about the differences between other deals around the league. So the cap situation for the Avs, are they looking to acquire more players through free agency? Because in this trade, it has to be cap space because Carl Soderberg, in my opinion, is worth more than a third-round pick and Connauton. He just is. We're talking about if you're comparing a guy like Nazem Kadri at a $4.5 million cap hit. Soderberg could be a really good third liner, even a second liner on a lot of teams. And he provided that with the points. He was a big part of the Avalanche going to the playoffs. And I'm surprised by this trade. I think the Arizona Coyotes, who have now 11 forwards under contract, they have already enough centermen. They do. And Soderberg will probably jump into the top 9, and this will probably be a first move of many more for the Arizona Coyotes in the offseason, but also for the Avalanche, who have to actually fill out the roster. The Arizona Coyotes, surprisingly, are much closer to the cap. We're talking about just a few million away from the cap. And the Colorado Avalanche are about $40 million in space. And again, Rantanen, Kerfoot, a few others. Are they going to resign a guy like Brassard? So definitely an interesting perspective. If I want to compare it to the Vancouver Canucks trade, yes, JT Miller's a wing. Well, he can play center, but he's more a winger. Soderberg's a center. But JT Miller has a $500K more against the cap and had less points in this past season than Carl Soderberg. And it took a first and a third and the Tampa Bay Lightning publicly wanting to clear cap space where the Vancouver Canucks paid that much more versus the Arizona Coyotes that only had to pay a third-round pick and a 7th or 6th defenseman at best, we'll give him a little break, for Carl Soderberg, who had a better year and a cheaper cap hit and a centerman, who we would like to say are worth more these days. So that's where again, Vancouver Canucks fans, you want to be positive, but I just compare it to that. If we're looking at relieving cap space here, the Avalanche just got finessed a little bit, where the Tampa Bay Lightning made out big. So I just wanted to compare that sense, and I just want you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section. Definitely subscribe to the channel, drop a like. So again, Soderberg to the Arizona Coyotes in exchange for Connauton and a third-round pick in 2020. So thank you guys. Have a good one. This was John. Peace out.